Gary, you're going to talk us through the 3650. We know you've been looking forward to telling us all about this little 3650.
Well, I suppose the 3650 came along, what, 7 years ago
Aye,
now?
somewhere around that now, yeah.
I remember there being a late night journey one night to go and see this tractor that had been spotted, and we travelled down south to see it. The tractor was kind of in the condition you're looking at her now, really.
Bar the wheels.
Bar the wheels, yes.
Yeah.
She had been restored.
Well,
I'm losing that term very loosely.
she had been.
Painted pony, I would be. I think this is the one that caught us big time.
This is not our finest moment in GRASSMEN history.
No, it's not, and it's been a battle since, really, on and off battle since. We've never really. I think we do a bit and then get sick of it again, and it lies a while, and then we try and we rebuild our spirits, and then we have another go for another while. But she is getting there now, I would say, but there's still issues.
But that tractor, the bottom line, has never been a good tractor for Tails.
No, it's not a good one. It's not a good one.
It's very deflating saying it, but we'll have to be extremely honest. I mean, there's a list of guys, as you know, Gary, would love to buy that tractor who.
Yeah.
And we just are not ready to sell that tractor because tractor hasn't.
You couldn't sell it to somebody. It's, honestly, it would do you no good selling that on to somebody, but I suppose it's got to a stage this year that we really were able to first use it. Alan had a good go and got a lot of stuff fixed on her, and over the start of lockdown, I sort of tidied up a lot of odds and ends, leaks and bits and pieces, and we eventually got her out and doing something for the first time, which in turn I think helped her a bit too, getting a bit of work. She was on the little Pottinger baler. The John Deere mower was kind of bought. I think this was the rig we always had in our head, was this on a trail John Deere mower. And eventually, and she did a good job of it, to be fair. It's a tractor I would have did a lot of work with back in the day for man across the road here, the late Tommy Cruikshank. They had a lovely one. So they had, she was also a K-Rage one bought out of England, and I did a lot of work on that, silage harvesting. Ran a 10X chopper on it. It was a great tractor back in the day. That was a really nice one. I have fond memories of them, and this one's just disappointing every time you get in it, to be honest. But
yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge with the 36 in our time?
Probably the hydraulic system. The rest of her, engine-wise, she's never really, and the tractor does make good power too, but the hydraulic system has just been an utter disaster, so it has. Started off with the front pump was the main issue. When we first got her, she'd actually sheared off the coupler going to the pump because the pump was intermittently seizing, and that's drove directly off the crank, so therefore she just was shearing it off. But pump was refurbished, or so-called refurbished at the time, and ended up, Alan actually put a new pump in it and helped a lot of things, but still there's still something not right. There were spill valves, there was, she was in 3 bits at a stage, the high-low and the brakes and everything, but there's something just not. These tractors suffered with it anyway with the big American-style pump in the front of them. They starve themselves of oil, and the reservoir isn't big enough, but that can be cured. But like there's just something that never was right about the hydraulic system.
We have split the tractor a few times now over the years.
Yeah.
What all on the hydraulic side have we physically looked at or replaced?
Well, there was the high-low, the front pump, as I mentioned there. All the splices are replaced for the spool valves. The orbital units changed now, recently.
Seals, wasn't the seals all done in around the arms?
Yeah.
I think they were.
Yeah, they were.
And she still can't tip a trailer.
A lot of pipe work, a lot of pipe work and couplers even as well, like, has all been replaced, and it's, just seems to be never ending.
And she still can't tip a trailer.
Still can't tip a trailer.
And the arms is.
Yeah.
You would lose your fillings.
Yeah.
But to drive.
Right, I'm just going to say that to drive, it's a lovely tractor to drive, and always drove nice. I think that's what sold it for us that night. I remember driving it, and she has a bit rare because she's fast. Like, that tractor's doing 45 plus kilometres an hour with them, probably more now with these set of tyres.
Yeah. What's been your favourite moment in that tractor?
Probably after spending a lot of time on her over lockdown there, at the very start of lockdown, getting her out onto the moor. It was nice to eventually get that rig together and seeing it mowing grass. And yeah, it did bring back a few fond memories of driving Crookshanks one, and I think after spending that bit of time on her and then seeing it actually having worked, that she's actually getting there, it was nice to do that.
That's what she was made for, that 1365 more.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And it's a lovely tractor to mow with it, because you're sitting right at the back. You can watch the mower very easily, what it's doing. Steering looks serious.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, and she's just the right weight and size for that mower. And
overall, the bad days with her, what would you say sticks out as the worst memory?
Probably the disappointment at times probably the time we split her over in the original barn.
Yeah.
And we put her all back together and she wasn't a hair better, nearly. That was probably the disappointment at times with her, when you spent hours on it and it wasn't, she still wasn't, as you said, tap the trailer, or, you put the oil flow meter on her and she still wasn't doing anything after you'd put thousands of parts in her. It just...
And it has been thousands.
Yeah.
What would your thoughts be for the future of that tractor here? Has it got a place here, or is it, when it finally comes good, get rid?
I don't know. It's probably... I would love to see her at a stage where we were happy with her mechanically and we could send it to Johnny to get a coat of paint on it like the 47 has, and see it sitting. It would be nice to see them 250 series, well, one's a 55, but they're the same era. It would be nice to see them both sitting Johnny spec, because the paint on it's terrible.
Absolutely. It was never a great job now.
No.
But it was a lesson, a very valuable lesson.
Yeah.
And every tractor we have bought since, we have had a slightly different approach.
Yep, absolutely. I changed the mindset totally, this one. But
so the 47's the benchmark.
If she was running as well as the 47, well, they done well.
Yeah.
And that might be maybe she'll have to go to England for that to happen. Who knows?
Absolutely. Lovely job. Next.